Hi, my name is Shannon, and I am a manifestation coach, and I am here to bring you on a manifestation journey with me. In 2021 or 2022, I created a journal called the Embodied Law of Attraction Journal, and it is a culmination, a synthesis of decades of information, coaching, experience, energetics, da 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 da. Um, Centered around law of attraction and drawing in your desires and the life you want to be living. And I like to revisit it every once in a while and kind of refine it, add some things, subtract some things. And I was doing that recently. The original text was intact in terms of if you do it, it'll work. But when I went back to visit it this time, I was like, it is so dry. Like it is like reading a textbook. Like not a lot of personality comes through, my personality. Um, and I also like, and it just felt kind of like heavy. So I wanted to bring it back to life. I added some things, I took out some things, and then I was chatting with a friend of mine and I realized I wanted to do the journal. One, because I know there are probably some things that I would like to add in, like some additional steps that I feel like could be useful to the journey. But also, I have a manifestation that I want to bring to life. Um, and I'm like, let me just do it in the journal. And again, let you all enjoy the ride with me. So, I have done the first kind of main exercise, and I'm going to share it with you today. And then I'm going to keep sharing as I go through and let you know what's going on. So let me give you a little backdrop of me and my story. I'll be 46 years old next month in May of 2026. And my whole life, I have always sought magic. I've always believed in magic. I remember being a teenager and like hunting in the New Age section for like things that would open up life in a way that's like more vibrant. I don't want to say less work, but like less tedium than what we're taught. I was getting herbalism books and aura books and um, magic books, and I knew I wasn't Wiccan, but I didn't know what I was. And then in 2007, when I was 26 years old, turning 27, I found polarity therapy. I had already been a massage therapist since 2000. And so I also like sought those same things in the body. I was always intrigued by acupuncture, acupressure, but I hadn't found like a school that did that. And then I discovered polarity therapy by happenstance. I found a book called Your Healing Hands, and it just goes through kind of like the general session that you would, as a practitioner, do to a client. And I was like, what is this? Is this what I've been looking for? So then I went to school for polarity therapy. There was a local school that taught it, and it is a form of like body work, as a, again, practitioner. So I was able to use it on my clients, but it also teaches about just the movement of energy. And it follows the movement of energy through the chakras, which is the involution of a being from spirit to form. So, how to bring spirit to form on the earth plane. And it's not just in the body, it translates into the world. And so, whatever you're experiencing inside, you're reflecting outside. We all know this, but this holographic experience. And I was always intrigued by creation. Like, how do I create my life? Like, how do I bring my life to life? And these were the principles that I could apply over and over and over and over again. I love them. They live in me. They will always be in me. They'll always be the way I see the world. But the way that I have learned to apply them has shifted. So I'm no longer doing polarity sessions as body work on people. I am a manifestation coach. I love teaching people like how to create. And really what I love the most is helping people find the places that are stuck, because that's what inhibits creation. It's not, we don't need to be high vibe. We're creating all the time, no matter what vibe we're in. But there's, if there's something that we're reaching for that we can't quite get to, there's some friction, there's some resistance that usually we're not seeing. And so my favorite thing is to help people find that place of resistance and be able to move through it so that the natural creative energy can keep flowing on its own. It only stops because we're stopping it. Like energy wants to be in spirit to form, form to spirit. Bring it in, let it go. So that took me, I went from polarity therapy and then I took on like other trainings and other things, and they took me deeper and wider and just more ways of, because this is universal energy, like the way it moves is this remains the same, but just like different ways of coming at it. I've always been a little obsessed with like people's different like learning styles and brains and things like that. And so we're not all going to, like, the same method isn't going to work for everybody. Like I've been through so many different methods where I'm like, this does not do anything for me. Like I tried deep imagining and I was like, I'm no different, I'm no further from where I was, or whatever. So my method is through the like consistency and congruence of consciousness, emotion, and body. When your consciousness, emotion, and body are in alignment, you are a clear frequency for whatever that thing is. And so the more you can clear that, the more you can get those things congruent, your life is going to unfold with that energetic. And you're going to come across things along the way, and like this, my journal helps again reduce that friction, reduce that resistance. So that's where I'm coming from. That's the work that I do. And let's get into the first part of the journal. And it's very funny because I know what's coming in the journal, and I still did step one like from a just the way that it naturally came through, which is important. Um, and it's kind of funny to me what I came up with. So I like I said, I'm a manifestation coach. I have, what year is it now? I have 19 years of experience in the work that I use as a manifestation coach. And I mean, I have helped thousands of people, thousands of people. I used to teach. I've done one-on-one sessions, of course. And then a couple years ago, I tried to build a business. What I did though is I quit everything else, which sometimes has worked for me in the past. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going all in on this. And I'll tell you, it did not work. It did not work. What it did is it put me in deep fear and scarcity and victim looping for about a year and a half, which shockingly did not help me build a business. To be fair to my former self, I have had experiences where I have let everything go and just, been in the one thing and it did work. So I was like, let's do it again. It didn't work. So now I am not in scarcity. I had to put that all on pause for a while and like kind of build myself back up, get where I needed to be, where I felt like, a human again. And so now I'm working a remote job. that pays better than I've been paid up to this point in my life. I do like it, but it also gives me time. I work 4 10-hour shifts, so I have 3 days a week that I have open. And I would love to start working on building a business again. I don't want to do it the same way I was, whatever that means, because that wasn't working. It didn't work. And um, I was speaking to a friend the other day, and I was saying how cool I think it would be to go through my own journal with one main desire. So that's what I'm doing here. That's what you're doing with me. And that's what I'm going to take you along the ride for with. I also, in the journal, so it is available on Amazon. It's Embodied Law of Attraction Journal, Shannon White. And in the journal, there are QR codes if anybody wants to participate live in a Telegram thread, because I love a Telegram thread. I've used it many, many, many years as a student in other people's spaces, and then in my own space as an instructor. And I just love the aliveness of it. I love like people popping in and being like, oh, I just came across this feeling or this experience or, da 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 da. And it's like real time interaction. So that's also available inside the journal if any, and it's no additional cost if anybody wants to get the journal and participate in the Telegram aliveness. Okay, so the desire that I'm taking through this journal is related to my like business success money, that realm. So the first exercise that I've done is the desire list. Now the question here is, so just list your desires. Keep it simple to start. What brought you here? What do you fantasize about? How would you be living if working through this journal worked incredibly well? What do you want? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? Those types of questions. So I'm going to share what I wrote for myself. Desire list. Feeling vulnerable. So currently, I don't need to say that. I would like to triple my income from what I have now. So what I have now absolutely meets my needs, also meets a lot of my wants, but there is like restriction around it a little bit. Like I have to be cautious. And I'm like, I would love to triple that. And yeah, pay off debt. I don't have much and save. I had I had some money set aside for like, rent, like a just in case money. And then I was like, well, I actually owe this thing, so I sent it there. I'm like trying to focus on one thing at a time. Like let me just pay this debt off first, and then I'll pay this debt off next, and then I'll do this one next. Because I was like splitting my energy too much between too many different things. So I'm going to reaccumulate saving that money. Like that felt really good. I have not been a great saver in my life. Um, so like having that backup money, just like, hey, if something happens, I'm good for another month or whatever it is. So pay off debt, save 6 months of bills, invest. And I'm 46, like I said, so investing toward retirement would be fantastic. Definitely like stock market investment. I'm open to real estate investment. I don't, maybe more like I like the idea of like a co-op investment, like multiple people investing into real estate together. And there are stocks that do that, and I have invested in some of those. But also it could be cool, like with a community. For now, maintain my current job. and start teaching my own stuff like every 1 to 2 weeks. The last time I taught like this work to a big group was in 2024. And our classes were every 2 weeks, which I really, really, really liked. So it gave everybody a chance to not overwhelm our schedule. It was also a very long class, but not overwhelm our schedule, have time to like process and integrate what we had done, and not have pressure every single week to like come up with a new thing. I've taught other stuff like yoga and pole dancing and things like that, and like where I was coming up with the curriculum every week. I like every 2 weeks. That's a good rhythm for me. Teach live and also online. I love the accessibility of online, and sometimes I've tried to like force myself to choose to focus on one thing. I love the accessibility of online, but there is nothing like teaching in real life, a group of people together, like bodies in the room. And a lot of the work I teach is somatic. So I want both. I really do want both. Um, yes, I do. Sell my journal. So this journal that I'm talking about right now, I put to 10,000 people. Why not? I have it priced at 44.44. I would have to check what my percentage is from Amazon, but I mean, I could also just order author copies and sell them, which would be a lot more profit on my end. But let's call that $200,000 or something like that. That'd be a nice little chunk to get me into um, retirement investing. I also have a booklet called Your 5 Steps to Ecstatic Manifestation. It's also on Amazon, but I have more just ordered copies and given them away. I think I've ordered a total of 40 copies. I still have about 15. I gave some to a friend because she's really good at giving them away, and she still has probably 10, 9. So, I like giving them away. And I said giveaway to 7,000 people. That's a chunk. That's a chunk of folks. Okay. And then my vision for having like kind of my ongoing online class, so having it every 2 weeks, is to have like a 5 week segment, but rolling. So people can sign up at any point and take it for 5 weeks. So charging $1,200 for that, and then having about 40 people a year total, because I do very personal, like we're all participating. I'm not just lecturing. That's why my stuff works so well, is because we're actually doing it in the room. So people are integrating in real time. And I taught massage, and I taught polarity therapy, and I taught cranial sacral therapy. And so like my background in teaching is not it's not just coaching. Coaching, like in my experience, is people just telling you what to do. But my background in teaching is like everybody in the room, I have to like watch them get it. Like if I'm teaching you a protocol, I have to watch you do the protocol and like help you in real time actually be able to execute it. And so that's what I do with my manifestation groups. Like, so that's why I like a smaller, intimate group. People who want to show up live, it can be done if people aren't there live, but it's not as effective because we do it in real time. I also get our groups like working with each other. So it's not just me lecturing to people. It is like, okay, we're going to do this exercise, and like having people pair up or popcorn style, do it to experience it, to feel it, to get it integrated into their whole body, and then walk away and have a new experience and a new perspective on what we went over. So that's why I like a small, like 40 people a year is plenty for that. And then live, I want to do some live intensives. I think that would be really cool. And maybe two of those a year because that it is a lot. And it could be some of the same people, could be different people, but like two live intensives, maybe 10 days each would be super fun. And then I put over the next 3 years. And that's not like a goal, I guess. But that just felt like a reasonable amount of time to kind of build this. And again, when I go back to 2024, when I was pressure cooking a business unsuccessfully, I wanted it all to happen like, I need this month. I need this month. I need this month. Like it was just. So these are my desires as they stand right now. They will change. Like I said, I already know it's coming in the journal. But this is naturally how they came through me, how I wanted to state them. And it was good to talk about. I enjoyed that a lot. So I will be back very soon. I don't know about tomorrow. I'm getting a dental cleaning done at a student by students, by a student, I don't know, at a dental hygiene school. So my job might be open for 4 hours tomorrow, so I may not want to talk. Um, but I'll be back very soon. I'll let you know how it goes.